Welcome back to another episode of Speaking into the Abyss. I'm your host, Des, and that is
Jess.
Hello, Jess.
Hello, Des.
How are you on this fine evening?
Oh, I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I did let you know before I got here that I'm suffering some pain in my shoulder.
Yeah, what's that about?
I don't know. I think I slept on it too long, or it's sore, or maybe I don't know how I pinched it or something, but it just hurts to like lift a little
That
bit.
sucks, yeah.
Just forward. Backwards is fine.
I hate that.
I know. I don't know. But other than that, I'm doing good. So, but do you want to tell us about your weekend?
Yeah, let's see. It was good, just worked on Friday and got home. I went to bed, woke up, and then what did I watch? I think I watched something. Oh. I watched no, that was another day.
Right,
just kidding.
They blend.
But since we last recorded, I watched Blink Twice, the movie with Channing Tatum.
Okay, how was that?
I thought it was good.
Is it as twisty as it seemed in the trailer?
It's pretty twisty. It was crazy, but yeah, it was pretty twisty. I was like, oh wait, what the fuck?
Okay.
But the ending was, I don't know, the ending was okay.
It was an ending.
But the other person that was watching with me was like, oh, that's it? And I was like,
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like
and I was like,
it's common.
It's pretty cool. It was kind of a abrupt ending, I guess.
So like the movie is good and the ending's or is the whole movie
No.
good?
The whole movie, I thought the whole movie was good.
And the ending is a good ending? Are you saying the good ending?
I think like literally like the end of the movie, like just the last few minutes was like, yeah, it was just like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I expected.
I feel like I get that feeling a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say just because I think with how it went, I feel like it could have gone so many ways and it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. But I still thought it was cool. I was like, okay, pop off, queen.
Okay.
That was like, okay.
Okay.
And I was like, I thought it was cool.
Rating out of 10 for you?
Probably 8.
Nice. All right, yeah. Channing Tatum did great as always for you,
dude. I just like I love that guy so much.
He looked like he was gonna be really good in that movie, at least from the trailer. I have to watch it.
I just love him and everything, and his eyes, and it's my first celebrity crush.
My name is Jeff.
I love that. My first like actual like I want to say adult celebrity crush because my first crush on TV was freaking what's his name, Angel from Buffy.
I thought you were gonna say that guy who sings that Candy song.
Oh, Aaron Carter.
Yeah, Aaron
I meant like my adult famous actor crush.
Okay,
my celebrity crush as a kid was Aaron Carter.
Yeah,
since we're on the topic.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies and watching them and stuff, I didn't get to talk about it on last episode, but I watched Moana 2.
Nice.
I thought it was really good.
Yes,
and it made me cry. It didn't make me like sob, but it made me cry.
Did you cry a little?
Yeah.
What parts made you cry, or what part?
I don't know how to explain it, but so for the people who watched it, the Bat Lady, her song made me tear up a little bit. I don't know why that one got me, but it did. And then when at the end when Maui's talking to the little sister.
Oh, okay.
And then they're running towards each other.
Yeah.
Like,
cute.
I was like,
cute.
Yeah, I don't know. That got me.
Yeah.
And then there's like, besides the obvious really sad parts where they make a little kid cry, because then it's like, oh, that's obviously sad. I don't know why that made me so sad. But I love seeing the little pig and the little chicken again.
I like the little new pig and chicken.
Yeah, they're so funny. And the little coconut guys, what are they called? I don't remember.
They're so cute. Yeah,
they're so cute and very cool. I thought they were really cool in this movie. I did not. I mean, like, I like the songs, but I think the songs in Moana 1 were just hit so different. They were so good. Yeah. They were so strong and so good. Yeah. And these ones kind of felt like they were good, but I felt like they weren't putting a lot of emphasis on them for some reason. Like, they kind of just like, yeah, there's a song, and then they went to the next thing, kind of thing. Yeah.
Maybe because they wanted the movie message to be bigger than the music this time.
Maybe. But also I don't know what words to use. Not that I didn't like, but I would have appreciated if we did see that God that was causing everything.
Oh yeah.
More.
Yeah.
Instead of
that's like in the next movie, Silly Goose.
He's done. Isn't he? I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know, but I thought, yeah, I did tear up right at the end when people.
Yeah.
I was like, that's awesome. And then also teared up, like not full on cry, but I teared up when they fixed the boat. Because, there's that little drawing. And I was like,
yes.
Nice. I don't know, that shit got me. And I was watching it with my little sister and stuff. So. And my mom, it was cool. Generational.
Yeah. I also saw it with my mom and my sisters.
That's cute.
And one of my brothers. I was gonna say, I feel like I didn't really cry. I'm trying to remember the one part that really made me tear up was like right in the beginning when the little sister says "big sis" through the crowd, like the connection that they had, just like that. I was like,
like they looked for
I was like, I felt the sister bond really strong, tugging at my heart.
Yeah, I think that's what made me cry when she was like, who says it? Somebody's like, just so you know, like you might not make it back.
Oh yeah, like
and
her
the sister
mom
was like, you might not.
Yeah,
she's like that shit like, broke my heart. Yeah, because you're just thinking the whole time like she might not ever come back.
Yeah,
that's why I think the reuniting is what got me so good. Yeah. Pretty good movie.
Yeah,
pretty dang good movie. And then I've been watching so. Beastars, the anime, has its third and final season has just come out. And I wasn't even expecting it, honestly.
Okay.
But it dropped, and I watched the first episode, and I was like, this is cool. But the first episode doesn't show the intro. The second episode shows the intro and then the outro. And the intro in the first season, because I can't remember what the second one is, but the first season is like these felt versions of them dancing, and like it's so cute and beautiful and sweet and like cool art. And then in this one they did like a mixture of like real media and art and stuff, like photos. It was like really cool, and I'm really excited to watch it. I think I'm only on episode 2 or 3, and it's funny because one of my friends who I haven't talked to in a while, but and I think I'm the reason why she started watching Beastars, because I started watching it at the time of knowing her and was telling her about it.
Yeah. And
she messaged me, was like, did you see it's out? And I was like, that's funny. Let me know like if you started, like what you think of it. Cause, yeah, but it's good so far. So if anybody's into anime, I suggest that anime. It's pretty cool. And then what's coming out soon? The Squid Games, the next season. Did you watch that show?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So I'm excited to see the season. I wonder if it's going to be the final season or if they're going to try and do more.
Yeah.
But yeah. In other news, I got new bookmarks. They're magnet bookmarks.
Yes, very cool.
Which I've never used before, but I've gotten them for a friend for her birthday, and I thought they looked really cool. Then when I went on Barnes & Nobles, I saw they had JoJo's Bizarre Adventure ones, so I got those for myself, and I started using them, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Highly suggest. 10 out of 10 product.
Awesome.
What's new with you, Jess?
Let me think. Trying to think of the rest of my weekend. Well, yesterday we were supposed to record, and then we took a very, very, very long nap.
It's funny though, because then you called to be like, because I texted you at some point.
Yeah, because when I woke up, I was like, okay, we'll just message each other when we're up. And I messaged you, and then you didn't message me, so I fell back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then you messaged me, and I was still sleeping.
Yeah. And then, which I think I just assumed. My body assumed the same, so I went back to sleep.
I just assumed you were still sleeping, so I also went back to sleep.
Yes, and then... but you called me.
Yeah,
because you were probably like, "Oh, is she still awake or is she waking?"
Yeah,
up?
Because when I woke up, I was like, I was like, she's either awake because we took a nap.
Yeah.
Or she's sleeping.
Yeah. And then we both agreed, all right, tomorrow.
Yeah, today.
Because we're sleeping.
Yes.
But then we both got up.
Yeah.
It's funny because I like turned over and like got on my phone and got on that blue sky or whatever. Nice. And I saw your post and I was like, oh yeah, retweet because you're talking or whatever it's called. It's so funny.
That was good. We'll post a screenshot of my post. And it'll be you reposting it.
Definitely. It was funny.
Yeah. Well, then I stayed up and then I played some zombies.
Some zombies.
Yeah, just got into random match with strangers. No mics.
Okay, good.
And then
good.
We played. I was like, I played 2 before zombies. I played like 2 multiplayer, the like Christmas map on Nuketown. Mm-hmm. And then I finished my quick round. It's always funny because like every time I think of a quick round of zombies, I always forget that it's like a few hours because I'm so good and I usually queue up with good people.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, oh, okay, like, what am I going to do? Then I watched, I caught up on the new episode of the Sex Lives of College Girls.
Oh, yeah.
So, left on a cliffhanger. Aww. So, I'm excited for the new one to come out.
Yeah.
And then I kept watching, because remember I started the new season of I Love a Mama's Boy?
Yes.
And you know how I suck at watching stuff? So I watched like the first 2 episodes and stopped, and then I watched an episode last week. And then this morning I watched 1.5. But because the season's already done, so I was like, let's see it all.
Yeah.
Binge it. Pretty good. Those boy moms are crazy.
Dude, whenever I see any clips of those shows, I'm like, I don't understand how they think that it's going to get better.
Yeah.
It never gets better. Like, I've never seen it get better so far.
Yeah, and so this one guy that's been in it since the first season, I feel like this might be his season where he, like, actually, like...
changes?
Yeah, like, builds, like, a good wall or good, healthy boundaries with him and his mom because, like, she, like, forces him to go speed dating and then she's there at the speed dating place. Table? Like, so, like, they meet up or whatever, and then the lady's like, oh, like, what's your name? And she's like, oh, no, I'm just here with my son. And, like, he'll be on the date, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, hi, I'm his mom.
Oh, my God.
Or, like, meets him before or after the dates. And, yeah, so it's, like, this thing. So then he goes on a date with one of the girls outside of there. And she's like, I'm just going to tell you straight up, like, the way you and your mom are, like, no one wants to be with someone like that, blah, blah, blah. And basically it was, like, honest. Opened up his mind, I think, to it a little bit more, because obviously all his exes have been saying the same thing.
Oh, I thought they were going to
But, yeah, I guess respectful somewhat, because, like, they love the person that much. Yeah. And then, like, supposedly him and his mom are going to open up a realtor business together. And she's like, oh, let me dust off my license and we'll start a business. And he goes to get help from, or not help, but like advice from his friend from a long time. And then she was like, well, your mom already had her business, like with her husband. And, like, she's good. She doesn't need to be doing new endeavors. Like, you should do this on your own. Or do you really want to partner up with your mom? Because then, like, how's that going to be? And then, like, I think her talking to him also kind of, like, moves some nogs. And, like, in the last episode, he's like, hey, like, in his head, he's, like, saying, like, yeah, I need to, like, be, you know, independent, basically. Yeah. So I'm excited to see where his character development is going.
We love that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. You mentioned.
Oh, yes.
To go backwards.
Yes. Yeah.
You mentioned video games, and you mentioned talking in little chats with random strangers. You said you weren't. I'm not saying that you can't talk to people or get in game chat. I'm just saying it's risky to be their friend, right? Mm-hmm. Because you want to tell them the story that we recently read that confirms my thoughts.
So I saw this story a few days before Des, but I didn't send it to you because I wanted to wow you, and I was like, I hope the algorithm doesn't feed this one to her.
Yeah, well,
it did. It did, and basically, it happened recently, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This girl. Basically, these two, or did she play with both of them or just one of them?
I think both of them were her friends.
These 2 guys that she would play with games online for years.
Yeah, they were her online friends. So they queue up or just be in parties.
Yeah, just play online together all the time. And I don't know what happened. I guess I didn't do too much digging into it, but I know that he got like
he became obsessed
with her, and like
found out where she lived.
Yeah.
Then him and his friend or her friend. I can't remember if they both played with her or if it was just him and then he invited his friend.
I was trying to remember. I don't know, but either way, they killed her.
Yeah, they went all the way. They traveled hella far. I can't remember how far they were.
From Texas?
I don't know, but I think they jumped a couple states, right? It wasn't just like a state.
Yeah.
And they found her and then they tortured her and then killed her.
Yeah.
And so the risk of meeting people online, you know, is always there. It's and the thing about stalkers are people who have obsessions, which is like something I say. I find myself saying this a lot, which is crazy. Why have I said this so much in my life? But like when it comes to stalkers or people who are obsessed, you don't know until it's like really too late sometimes. Like it's really hard to find out because that's the whole point, right? Yeah. Like they're not trying to be found out. They're trying to find out as much information about you as possible. And that's why it's like, it's okay to play with people. It's okay to whatever, but there needs to be healthy boundaries because.
Oh, wait, she didn't die.
She survived?
I think so. It says a woman from California's Central Coast is recovering from a violent attack motivated by apparent online obsession. Investigators said she was stabbed and strangled by a man she had met on a video game platform.
They were kids, I thought.
The incident happened November 25th at 10 p.m.
That has to be the one because it was like the closest.
Yeah, Devin Vanderhoff, 25, is accused of traveling. Oh, fuck, from British Columbia.
What's his name? Devin what?
Vanderhoef, Hoef. Traveling from his home in British Columbia, Canada to Monterey County, stalking her for several days, and had the help of a friend identified as Darius White, charged as an accomplice. Dang, they pretended to be delivery people.
Jesus Christ. He's 25.
Oh shit. And then his her boyfriend answered the door and they stabbed him.
Yeah, he stabbed him. Yeah. That's crazy. And then they strangled and stabbed her. But that's crazy she survived.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's all the coverage that they have on it right now.
So, dude, he came to California and then stalked her.
Yeah.
And then did it. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He fucking traveled and she's, you don't know. You just don't know what people are capable of. And it's very
Those
scary.
gamers have no life. They're just at home racking up money.
But especially nowadays, how easy it is to find people or like find out things about people because we're so online, especially like the younger people or like the younger people they feel like more inclined to share so much online. Yeah. And that puts them in risky situations. And that's why when my friends are like, wait, how is that dangerous? How is that dangerous? I'm like, dude, this is why it's dangerous. Like, that's why it's dangerous to know, like, to have your fucking family stickers or whatever it's called on your car. And it's dangerous to have, like, fucking, I don't know. Like, some people will be putting, like, those cash apps or whatever on their windows and be like, single mom or single dad, whatever, so you can send them money or whatever. That is so terrifying for everybody involved, including your children. And you guys should be way more cautious because there's a lot of fucking assholes out there. Not everybody, but the people who will do it regardless. So you like just need to be very careful and as vigilant as possible. And yeah, I'll reiterate. You can play with people online, just be safe.
Yes. But yeah, like most of my friends are usually just like friends of my friends. And then like even when I have added people like as a friend, it's only to play again. And then like because I game so infrequently, by the time I get back on, I don't remember who they are and I just delete them because I was like, I feel bad. I'm like, if we queue up and I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. I've had like the situation though where I'm like, who is this person? Delete. And then they like, it is somebody I know. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't remember. I didn't remember your gamer tag. I'm not gonna remember that. Yeah. So I'm bad with that stuff. But yeah. I don't know. I don't really play a lot of online games anyway. But I do remember like when Overwatch first came out, like getting into parties with people, then being like, no, you're good. Like, let's stick together. And then like adding them so we could continuously queue up together. Yeah. And they would share a lot of their personal lives. Yeah. And that's really crazy to me. I don't think like I tried my hardest to never do that. as like a grown up, because I did a lot of that when I was too young. You know what I mean? Like just being on the internet talking to people like, this happened today and this happened today. And now I'm like, I'll let people talk to me if they want. At least I'm not a weirdo, but I'm not going to tell anybody anything. And that's why I don't share my location.
Okay. She's cool. She's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess now I never know when you're at In-N-Out and I can be like, oh, will you get me an animal fry and a double?
Joke's on you, my phone's always dead. You would never be able to get a hold of me. Even if you knew where I was. I didn't know if I was gonna say this on the pod or not. Well, this week, this is the episode. You're listening to it. Mm-hmm. Next week, holiday episode.
Yeah.
It'll be the holiday. So we're trying to do something holiday-ish.
Yeah.
And also starting soon-ish, we're not gonna be working together.
Yeah, and everyone at work has to remind me about it.
I know, and it's weird because it almost feels like they're more like trying to torture you with the thought of it,
of you being gone.
Me being gone, but they like could care less, like just because, not like that, but I'm saying like I'm standing right there and they don't even involve me in that. They're just like, your friend Jessica is leaving you, Jessica. It's like so funny. I'm like right there, instead of be like, you're leaving her, or she's leaving you, or whatever. And I just think that's so funny. I don't know why it's like everyone's just like, and then everyone's really going hard
like
about it.
People are like, oh yeah, I can take her space, like trying to like
to replace me.
And I was like, guys,
they could never be
literally me. I said, I'm gonna go back to how it was before, me eating lunch by myself.
If they thought they were cool enough, yikes.
I was like, we have break schedules, so that says a lot.
And also, I have pink hair. They don't. Mm-hmm. I see you for this podcast. They don't.
Yeah. I know, that's why I know, I was like, Karen's like, oh, are you sad? I was like, well, I'm still gonna see her all the time. Like, it's not like I'm never gonna it's not I wonder if people like know that you're actually my best friend, or if they just think I'm like, we're just like a
work besties. I wondered that too, because especially when I first got there, I will say, people were trying to make me feel some type of way, like you had other besties, and I was like,
you're like, I'm her actual
I'm like,
bestie.
Okay, whatever you guys want to call her and say, but like in the real world where we all live,
you're like outside of where you're not stuck here for 10 hours in this lift.
We're actual best friends. Like, please.
She chooses me to hang out. She chooses to hang out with me outside of constructed hours.
That's so funny. Yeah, literally. So. But I'm definitely gonna miss seeing you and hanging out with you on lunch and just being able to shoot looks at each other or whatever.
Yeah, I wish we could have phones, because then I would just like send you a picture of me like shooting a look.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Signals.
Yeah,
we're doing pictures of signals.
Let's just leave you notes. It just sucks because then I'd have to only leave you a note on Thursday.
Yeah,
and you leave me a note. You just can't even Sunday. Leave. You can slip in my locker.
Oh, yeah, I could do that. Yeah. I'll put a bunch of bees in there.
No. That's funny. One day come out hella bee stung.
You go into the bathroom and everyone in there has been attacked by bees.
That's fucking hilarious.
Anyway. But so that's the news. That's the news. But you'll still be hearing from us every week.
Yeah, and Des will still have her same job. She's just moving shifts.
Yeah, just moving shifts. My partner got a promotion, which puts him in a shift lead type role. Yeah, thank you. And that means that we can't work on the same shift.
Yes, because they don't want him to abuse his power and take advantage of you.
Yeah, or whatever. Let me go home really all the time. Yeah. So I am moving shifts, but it'll work out because, it'll just work out. It just happened to be that way.
And I think you're probably going to like, being off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I think so,
and then just like working during the day and then having the night off.
Yeah. I think so too. I think that it's going to be an adjustment, but I can do it.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be so daunting. And like, Yeah, I'm excited to being able to be in the sun.
Yeah, I know that's what I was thinking.
So excited for that. But yeah.
Awesome. Congrats to your partner.
Congrats to him.
Snaps. Yeah, well, I'm definitely gonna miss you so much.
Thank you. You just recently showed me a rap recently.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a UK like drill.
Yeah, drill rap. That's what it's called. I forget that there's like different names. But it reminded me because I was saying like, oh, she seems to know so much about her opponent or whatever.
Yes, yeah, kind of stalkery.
Yeah, do you remember Your Mama?
Yeah.
The show?
Yeah.
Well, at the end when they have the final two, they go to each other's house. Remember
yes.
to see information about each other to rap about or to do jokes about,
Dude, oh my God. How did I forget about that show? That show's hilarious.
What's his name used to do it? Like the host.
Was it Ryan Seacrest?
No, it was Caesar something. Isn't he the guy from That 70s Show, or am I wrong?
Oh, I don't know. Hold on.
Or he's no. I think he's the guy from The 70s Show, but I could be wrong. She's looking it up.
Who's the host? Wilmer Van Valderrama?
Yeah. Isn't he from 70s Show? Does it say that? Go to his face.
Let me go.
And then go to...
Cute, though. Cute.
You know who he is? For real, though. I know for sure, without a doubt. Handy Mandy. I know he's Handy Mandy.
Nice.
I used to watch that show with my little brother all the time. His voice locked into my head, bro. I can hear him right now. And he did Your Mama, which is so crazy. Like, he just did a bunch of shit.
Come on. There we go. Sorry, I had to search him. He's only 44. I see Handy Manny. He is from That 70s Show. Who is he in That 70s?
He's the fucking Fez or whatever his name is.
No way! Oh, no wonder. I didn't think it was him.
No, he's like a totally different hairstyle and everything in that one. Yeah, but yeah, so it's crazy what he's done so far. He's done a lot. And he
NCIS. That's where I know him from
yeah,
NCIS.
I forget that he's
in Encanto.
Yeah,
that 90s show.
He must have been in that reboot. Isn't that one the newest one?
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of that, have you?
No, I haven't watched That 70s Show.
Did you watch that 80s show?
No.
Me either.
None of those.
That one only got like a episode and a half, I think.
He's from Wizards of Waverly Place.
He definitely probably has like, he has like a cousin or he's an uncle or something. Like he shows up in an episode, but he's not like a guy.
Okay.
But yeah, Handy Mandy for sure. He's the main guy.
He's Manny?
He's Manny.
Dang.
That's so funny. That I don't know why all those like it's funny that there's so many connections. Like, have you heard that game? Was it like 50 Degrees from Kevin Bacon or 5 Degrees from Kevin Bacon?
Oh,
have you
no.
heard of that? Well, I think I get the idea, but I'm not sure. So that's why I've never been able to play it.
Okay.
But you're supposed to play with like, I don't know if you play with more than one person or not, but the idea is that you I think you're supposed to be thinking of a celebrity.
Okay.
And then you say like some movie that's connected to somebody who's connected to somebody who's connected to somebody who's connected to them. And so like you keep doing that like over until you get 5 degrees or something like that to that person.
So what is each degree? Just like a different movie or
a closer movie, like tell like it's just them, like tell you're like, oh, that's obviously that person that you're talking about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain, but like I guess for him you'd be like, I don't know. NCIS because he's like, and there's a whole cast of it.
Yeah.
And then maybe like Your Mama. I don't know, but then I feel like that's so obvious because he's the guy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to play the game, but that's
okay.
That's why I haven't played it.
Me neither, I guess.
But if you know how to play it, please let us know because I would love to play it. It seems like a fun game.
Okay.
I bet once you get the hang of it or whatever. Like the Snaps game. Did you see that one?
I heard about it, but I don't get it.
I think it's like, I don't know the rules exactly, but it's like the way you said it is the hint. So it's like if you said like, apple, if your word was apple or whatever, you'd be like, snap because there's an A. So every time there's a vowel, you would do a snap.
Okay.
And then you would do some word that starts with the letter of the next letter.
Oh.
So if it's apple, you would do
penis.
I was gonna say penis. That's so funny. I didn't know what else to say with penis.
Peanut.
Peanut.
Punch.
Pumpkin.
Patriot.
Yeah, something like that. So it's like snap, pumpkin, latte, and then you snap again.
Okay. Interesting. Like, okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
So at work, when I was doing my job and checking the quality of the products we make, I was scanning these posters, and it was like this one foundation in Texas, and it's like a kid in a wheelchair, a girl with a little bit of autism, and I was like, oh cool, it's like maybe a little special needs like place like that wants to make their life better. Maybe they're gonna fundraise, blah blah blah. And then there's like a little bit more regular people, and I was like, okay. And they're all kids. They're little kids, right? Girls, boys. It has their name, the foundation in the corner, and then I maybe scan and check like 20 of them, and it's just different kids, right? And then the last one, I'm reading it, has a huge QR code. It says, "This is just some of the kids you can adopt at our facility. If you want to see everyone that is available, scan the QR code that's available in our facility." And there was something so icky about that, or just
that it's a
weird.
QR code?
Yeah. Well, the fact that they're like window shopping for the kids they want to adopt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's what adoption is. That's why fucking Stuart Little's parents took him a rat, because they fucking got to look at what they...
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's so much weirder in my head to like be like shopping for them online.
Yeah, well, that's like, the way of the world nowadays. It's easier to do that than, and I think it's probably easier for adoption agencies to not have to have a brick and mortar storefront, and to just have like an online agency and like have an office or something somewhere. But I think the whole everything about that is weird.
Yeah. I was like, well, then, like, even what's the return policy?
You can return kids.
I know, but like, I feel like that's why you got to go in person and meet with them.
Well, that's it's probably just like dogs.
I know, but then they
probably set you up. I guess
it made me feel really like worried about their well-being sexually. From predators.
Yes. Well, that's like the biggest issue in adoption agencies and stuff like that, is like a lot of the homes tend to be abusive. It's not easy to be it can be expensive. It can be expensive to adopt, but to foster, which a lot of the kids end up having to do, anybody can do it. And there's some states and some people, they're so overworked that like these kids kind of just go to whoever, and you can lie, and then and then people like there was that story, right, of those two lesbian women who adopted a bunch of kids, and they would go state to state when they adopted them, because eventually after a while CPS or whoever would start snooping around because they were fucking crazy. They were like not letting the kids eat like a lot of stuff. They could only eat like this, and they were only adopting, don't quote me, I'm pretty sure this is true, they were only adopting brown and black children. Oh wow. And they were a white lesbian couple, and they were making them work in their yard and like doing really racist stuff with them, and like training, like raising them that way. And then fucking eventually, dude, they were almost caught, and one of the moms drove off a fucking bridge, killed everybody.
Dang.
Yeah, dude. And it's like, that's the type of people that are just allowed to adopt people, and like because they jump state to state, and there's not like all this connection, and there's so many loopholes and holes in and flaws in our system. These kids just get dealt to like these bad people. And you know, statistics, Google them because they're bad. Google statistics for adoption and Google statistics for foster care children, because it's not good. And that's why there's so many tropes and horror stories about them. Yeah. And I think that it's another term for human trafficking, honestly. It just sounds like another term for human trafficking at this point. Like it's not a good system. So these kids are just like being sold to people. And then, you can give them back if they're not what you want. And then they can go to somebody else who's an asshole, and vice versa, over and over again until they're 18. Then they have no choice but to go to some homeless shelter or something. It's really tragic and sick. Because then also you have like speaking of like those posters and stuff like that, somebody was showing me one that was like anti-abortion and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's always somebody who says something like that is also the same person who's like, just give them up for adoption. Yeah. As if that's a better option for them or the child. You know what I mean? Like, I have to now go through this whole process of having a baby, and that's going to be traumatic to my body and probably to my mental, because now I'm giving up my baby. Yeah. And then that baby's going to probably go through some traumatic ass shit being in a system since they were born. Yeah. You know, like, that's crazy to me. That like, doesn't even make any sense. But sorry to go off on a tangent. I just like really feel like really gross and bad when I hear shit about foster care and like stuff like that. Like, I've had family members, like cousins, who were taken away from like my aunts and stuff, and then they go into that system. And I mean, luckily it seemed like they went to a really nice family. I know they're pretty extremely religious, so I think that there was something about that, and like that hindered one of my cousins from like being who they were and stuff. But besides that, I don't know if there was any like abuse or anything like that. I would hope not. But they're, even with that, are still one of the very lucky ones. Yeah. You know?
To give a positive spin on the foster system, that's how someone I know was able to get a baby.
That's nice.
Fostered the baby for a few years and now
it's adopted. Their baby.
Yep.
That's sweet. Yeah. Yeah, there's good stories out there for sure. Yeah. Which reminds me of this YouTube family, because since, you know, not everybody comes from just a better family anyway. Some people have no choices to get taken away and go into those systems. Yeah. There's this family called Daddy, or they're called Daddy of Five now. I don't know if they even make videos anymore, but they used to be Family of Five, and they used to have 5 kids. It was a mom and dad, and they used to do pranks, and they used to do pranks on their kids. And one of the kids named Cody, he was like the smaller child. I don't know. He felt smaller.
He was the runt.
Kind of. Like, he was like not the youngest, but he was also like the frailest looking. Okay. But that could have been signs of other stuff. So anyway, he was really frail, and like one of the pranks is they go into his room after he's done cleaning his room. They make him clean his room. Then he's like downstairs with his brother and sister, and they go
the parents
in there.
Do this?
The parents are doing this. Okay. They go into his room and they spray like this ink that like I guess once it's dry.
Oh, like disappearing ink?
Yeah, disappearing ink. But they start spraying it on fucking everything and on the carpet and stuff. Then they start screaming, Cody, get up here right now. And then he gets up there and he's like, what? And he looks fucking terrified. Aww. And they're like, why did you fucking do this? Why did you ruin your room? And he's like, I didn't do this. I didn't do it. And it's so sad, girl, because they're just yelling at him. And they keep yelling at him. Like, the joke does not let up. They're just filmed, camera in his face. He's like crying. And they're screaming at him, telling him he's grounded. He's not going to have fucking dessert. And he's going to get this taken away and that taken away. And whatever. And then he's like at the point where he's just like on the floor crying, Jess. And they start laughing maniacally in his face while they're recording. Like, oh my God. He's an idiot. He really thought it was real. And then they tell him to clean it up. What? Yeah. And there's like pranks like that. But it felt like, not always, because the other kids would get some too. But Cody, he was like constantly, like some of the captions were about him. Cody finally messes up, or Cody gets hurt, like whatever. And it's just like it was just so violent as far as that little kid. Like, they were constantly screaming at him and making him feel upset. And so they eventually like got arrested in real life, because people were like finally watching, I guess, enough videos to be like, maybe this is abuse. Yeah, like maybe this is a little abusive. So I think they got arrested. I don't know how much time they served, if they both served time, one or the other. I don't know if they're still together. I don't know. I heard the kids got taken away, but I don't know if Cody is the only one who got taken away, or if they all got taken away. Yeah. I hope the best for all of the kids, you know? Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Crazy.
Hella crazy. Do you watch Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors?
Yeah.
Did you see this year's?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm caught up on all the Simpsons.
It was what does it start off with? I don't know. I just watched it and it was like really good. Oh, no, that wasn't a Treehouse of Horror. It was like the episode right after. I don't know what I'm talking about. But one of them I thought was a Treehouse of Horror, and it was like all like Mucha Lucha or like El Tigre, the show. You saw that one?
Yeah.
Where the intro and everything looked like that. It looked so cool. I love that one. That was like one of my favorite art styles I've ever seen on The Simpsons. And then also they had an episode recently where it's all the women of Springfield, and I really like that episode too because I feel like they don't really get a lot of airtime, and it's just like what they're doing, like catching up. It was nothing crazy for a lot of them, but some of them was like a lot.
Yeah.
It was cool. I really enjoy The Simpsons, and I feel like they're still really good. But I've been recently hearing that some people feel like they fell off, and I just like don't agree. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like if you think that The Simpsons fell off, you probably weren't paying attention to like what it was then either.
You know, I'm a Simpsons fan. Simpsons stan and a Family Guy stan. I love them both, and I've never thought they've fallen off.
Yeah, Simpsons.
I think they just like progressively get better.
They're so good. Yeah. And especially because like as you get older and you understand more of the topics, especially because it's usually all like centered around what's happening now. Yeah. It's like it's so good. And it is funny when people like find out all the stuff that they like got right or whatever. Oh, yeah. Of, like in the future or whatever. Yeah, it's so
Simpsons
funny.
Prediction. Matt Groening's a time traveler.
He's a time traveler, which is crazy. I mean, he does have the show Futurama.
Yeah. Also a good show.
Hella good.
So on Peacock, they added, if you like The Office, they added another season of the Superfan episode, season 8. And if you don't know what Superfan episodes are, it's basically the whole episode. Unedited. And so fucking funny, dude. Hilarious. I love them.
I was on my TikTok recently. I've been getting like compilations of like certain characters or whatever. And recently I got into compilations of Pam and Ryan going like bickering.
Oh yeah.
Dude. It makes me want to watch it. I gotta watch The Office again. It's been a while, but it cracks me up. They're so funny when she's booing him on the
I
love that.
But yeah, if you have Peacock, the Superfan episodes are really funny. If you really love The Office, you'll love the extra stuff. Is so funny.
It's and like I feel surprised like why did it get cut out?
Well, just because when it would air, they'd have to be like 20 whatever minutes to fit in with commercial breaks. That's like when I watch Friends, when I stream Friends, I get sad because I know there's a bunch of missing stuff just because I've seen the full versions growing up all the time. But also, speaking of Peacock, remember we saw the TikTok ad of Peacock's Girls Gone Wild documentary?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I started it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is it sad?
I feel like it doesn't feel sad.
Okay.
It feels like
we fucked up. We're
like
it is what it is.
It's sad. Like I feel for them, but it doesn't. It's not like it's sad to think that they're like a lot of them were like, oh yeah, like my life, but like it ruined my life. But this, and this. But it's very interesting to see how everyone else in the world was like. Interacting with it like
the media,
because it's like after those allegations came out, they just kept going up and up and up, and then making so much money, and then like just hearing more stories about Joe Francis.
Is that the host?
That's the
DJ guy?
the guy who made it up.
Oh,
the DJ guy.
Well, yeah, because they always have a DJ like playing music or whatever, don't they?
Oh, I don't know.
I think like
I've never seen any of the Girls Gone Wild.
You never seen the ads? That's what that girl's talking about in that trailer.
I was gonna say I've seen like an ad as a child, but nothing.
Yeah, and there's like a DJ.
Oh.
I feel like there's a DJ unless I'm just putting a DJ there.
Should we look one up?
I feel like because I feel like that was the whole point. Is like it's like spring break. There's live music, live DJ, and you're just partying, and then Girls Gone Wild there.
Yeah, and then like I guess what everyone always was like saying is like that, you know, when you get it, like you think it's so okay. Apparently, Joe used to work for whatever company, TV broadcasting, whatever. And then they would send in videos and stuff. And, you know, that's like the era of like TV and broadcasting, whatever.
Sure.
And then people would send in a bunch of stuff that they couldn't. And then so he started to work with this company, or I don't know if he made it or if he started to work with it, but basically selling tapes called stuff that this can't be seen on TV or like banned from TV or whatever. And it's like people getting bitten by sharks, decapitations, like crazy stuff like that. And people were buying them like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And then from that, he was like, okay, I'm going to start Girls Gone Wild. And then a lot of people were saying when you get the tapes, you think it's just going to be people flashing the camera, people, you know, partying, and that they're like super hardcore porn scenes, and people did not know that. And you wouldn't know that till
unless you bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I also thought maybe it was just girls flashing or something. Yeah,
I guess it's like full porn, like
so
hardcore
the one
porn.
In the trailer when the girl's like, and I don't remember any of that or whatever.
Yeah.
She was part of this. She was probably part of some type of pornography.
Yeah, and then the main girl, luckily, literally just flashed her tits one time. And then she's the one that's the cover. And she was saying that, like, one time one of her teachers, like, had a tape and asked if she would sign it. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
And, like, growing up, that's what she had to deal with. Like, people like, oh, you're the girl, like, having the video. Oh, this is you. Like, blah, blah, blah.
That's
like,
crazy. They know it so well that they would be able to point her
and,
out.
like, or, like, have it up or ask them to sign tapes or whatever.
That's wild, bro.
But, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm, like, 2 or 3 episodes in. It's a little docu-series on Peacock, but yeah, it's interesting. And then like hearing like what like the cameramen were told to do, or like don't take no for an answer, do this and this.
That's crazy. Which with what you said earlier about how like people first originally were buying things they can't see on TV or whatever, like violent stuff like that, it makes sense that even after the fact, when people are finding out that this was like not okay, like nobody was consenting or a lot of people weren't, that people were like, okay, yeah, let's buy more of that. Because if it's like not allowed,
and more. Then like the whole thing was like people were like, oh yeah, the whole idea of it is like getting girls to do, like, if you say the right things or like push enough, you can get girls to do whatever you want. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It makes me wonder why we have so many issues today.
And then like he's like, because it's like an interview with him that someone does for BuzzFeed or something, and then like he's like, yeah, like one of the questions is like, oh, what do you think, like the difference, like he thinks that him starting Girls Gone Wild made a crazy generational impact, made like a bunch of more fun open people, which like maybe, and I was gonna say, yeah, I guess I could understand, like to like show girls they can, like that was his thing, to show girls that they could be free and powerful and do whatever they want.
I feel like that's such a guise. That's such a disguise for exactly what he really wanted, which is to take advantage of young women who were under the influence or really impressionable at the time. And that's just really fucking unfortunate, because they will say shit like that to make you feel like, yeah, it's your choice. It wasn't your choice. You didn't choose.
Well, and then they have them like on camera consenting.
That's horrible, bro. Mm-hmm. That's horrible. Like, he's a horrible guy for saying something like that. I'm not gonna lie. That's a horrible thing to say. I feel like that just shows like how manipulative.
Yeah, and that he would like purposely get really hot camera guys,
so the girls want to do it to them.
Yeah. Well, and like I don't think they ever do anything to the camera guys.
No, I mean like flashing.
Yeah, flash.
Because then you're like, oh, he's hot. Yeah. Like, it's okay if I show
And then there was
him.
like a lot of allegations of him going into the room and like making them touch his penis.
What room?
Like, they would invite them on the RV and then like take them to the room or something. And
they fuck them? Or is that where they flash them?
Well, that's where the hardcore porn would happen. Okay. Like the hardcore porn.
So he'd go in there, touch my penis real quick, like, and then like, get fucked?
Like, no, like, I guess there was just a few, well, I don't know, I'm not, but I've heard of a few where he, like, forced them. I heard this one reporter said that, like, he raped her because she said that she was a virgin.
Wow.
And, like, he invited her to go over there, blah, 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 like, this whole thing.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's
crazy. And
he's
going to say he was trying to empower women. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. That's fucking crazy. People, and, like, I think that is, like, in itself, a bigger discussion that we can't even really fully encompass, but there is something that does happen when it comes to like sexual liberation and just being free in general, where people take advantage of wording to make people feel like it's their choice, to make it feel like you're the empowered one, when they're just taking advantage of you. And that's really icky, because I feel like that does happen a lot. And a lot of young girls, along a lot of impressionable women, I'm not saying all of them, I think some of them definitely know what they're, you know, into and what they like and what they're doing or whatever. But I think that there's a lot of young women who get contacted by like way too older men, or men who already, you know, and they're setting the path for you in that regard, and you don't even realize, because they're telling you shit like, well, you're independent, you're free, you can do whatever you want with your body, you know, you're who cares about virginity, which again, to each their own, but that's what I'm saying, like, it's ways for them to kind of make you feel like these are all your choices to do these things with them, when really they know what they're doing. They're manipulating you into being a certain way, you know. That's fucking crazy. What a crazy. Yeah. How much more you got on the documentary?
I don't know how many episodes there is, but like on the last one I was watching, it's going into like how after these he started Guys Gone Wild, and then he said, I know the audience is going to be 20% women that want to look at these guys and 80% gay guys. Mm-hmm. And then after that, he also starts a show called Search for the Hottest Girl in America or something like that.
Why does that sound vaguely familiar?
I don't know. I didn't remember it, but it's a show he made, and he found the hottest girl in America, and the girl that won, her name was something Aubrey something or whatever. Uh-huh. And then basically they start dating, and she's 18 and he was like, I don't remember. I think I want to say like late 20s, early 30s. But and then like they're talking about how like they had like that, like she beat the fuck out of one of her friends because like she threw a drink on him, and then like his girlfriend says she was standing up for me because he was making out with girls in the club or something, something crazy. And then I had to go, so I don't know what else happened.
But yeah, I think that just further solidifying this guy is a horrible man. That's crazy. He's still alive?
Yeah. He got out of jail.
He went to jail for this?
Yeah, he was in like jail in and out a few times.
Because of this stuff or for other things?
For that stuff. So like apparently if he wouldn't have ever gone to Panama for spring break, because like they got him because, well, okay, this is what I just found out. Okay. So there's like either 3 or 4 girls, I can't remember, they get picked up on the street, you want to do this and this, then they go and tell their mom, turns out they're underage, they're 17 and 16,
and they put them on the video, right? Okay, I do remember that.
And they handled this as not a regular child abuse case, they handled it as I want to say they said RICO case. I might be wrong. Don't quote me. But it's like a special type of like child abuse case. And basically what I learned at the end was that he got out because the way they did the case, when you do that type of case, you need 2 incidents of this. And they only had the one that they had.
With 2 girls.
Yeah. The 3 girls or whatever. So... But then, like, people are always still trying to, like, arrest him for whatever. That's so, crazy. Like, yeah.
It's crazy to say that people are trying because they can't. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And he would, like, bat away, like, lawsuits, like, of nothing for a long time. That's why when the Panama one happened, he was, like, frazzled.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
But, yeah.
Don't flash your tits at random people unless you're ready for it possibly being recorded. Especially, I feel like nowadays, like way back then, it's a huge ass camera in your face, at least.
Yeah.
Nowadays, anybody can have their phone on and recording, and you don't even know. You know, that's why we catch so much shit nowadays. It's like, or I was telling you, right? Like, there's that girl on TikTok that was just flashing her viewers because she was on live with some other guy and she was like into him or whatever, and he's like much younger than her, whatever. But
oh, you did not tell me about this.
I thought I was telling you about this. And she has kids. No. I was telling you about this.
Flashing? No, I don't remember.
She went on live and she flashed the guy on live, but that obviously meant she flashed everybody on the chat. And her daughters are in the room with her, and she's like, one of her daughters says like, "Mom, I think you should get offline soon." It's like so sad. It's weird. Her kids aren't like, I don't know how old they are. Yeah. They're young, but they're not like babies. But so they're obviously aware this is wrong and weird that you're doing this, especially with us in the room, but let alone on live. Like anybody, especially like we were just talking about, anybody could like find out stuff about you. And that's crazy. And she's living with her kids. She's the one that has like, there's so much to this story. Everybody listening, she has like a Thea or an aunt that she's not really related to. She just met her randomly one night and then moved in with her like the next day with her kids. Yeah. Started calling her auntie, and then she was on live because this woman is like on live 24/7. I think she's a Twitch streamer or something. She streams her shit. And the ex-boyfriend of the aunt broke into the house through a window and started beating up the aunt on live. You could hear it on live, like that's the noises crazy. And everything, and her yelling and stuff. And the girl's just watching her dead face, like just recording her face, like watching her get beat up, and like doesn't care. And then her daughters are in that house, and then she calls the police on a different phone, still on live, never ends the live, and says their full address on live. That's so now crazy. Everybody knows where they live and her kids. Yeah. Then insane. She goes out to the casino because she's always constantly doing things and she's always live 24/7. That means people know that she's not home with her kids. Yeah. Wow. Yes. It's just crazy. The people don't have enough consideration. I feel like people are getting too loose, and their stuff is getting way too much easier for people to be bad people. We need to stop being so loose.
You know what I saw? It's a clip from someone's Nest doorbell camera, and this little girl's crossing the street. And this, like, car hits her. And, like, she goes, and, like, gets hit. And then the car backs up and leaves.
They fucking hit and ran a little kid?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Do you know if they caught him eventually?
I don't know. It just happened the other day.
Oh my God, I saw a video of you're supposed to stop behind school buses. Yeah. Dude, people always love to go around them. I saw one where a bus stopped and the car went into somebody's driveway to go around the bus. A little girl was crossing that driveway coming out of her house to go to the fucking school bus, and they almost hit her.
Oh my gosh.
That's so crazy, bro.
Look.
Painful video to watch. And here, a crying 12-year-old girl is hit as a black SUV turns left at the intersection of Westridge and Wilson.
It took her a foot.
I know.
That poor little girl. And how do you have no fucking remorse?
She's just yelling.
She's literally screaming. She's like, yeah. That, like, literally my heart hurts.
Yeah, she's probably hella bruised up. She's so little.
Yeah, it's a huge SUV. It's like a Dodge one. And then she's on the fucking hood of it for a couple seconds before she's flung off because the car finally stops. Yeah. They're probably on their fucking phone.
Dude, that's what I was thinking.
They were probably on their fucking phone. That shit be pissing me the fuck off, dude. When I'm on the fucking freeway and I see people drifting kind of like, and you can kind of tell they're like, and then you like pass them and they're on their fucking phone. It makes me want to fucking sideswipe them so bad, like to teach them a lesson, dude. Because like, it's just ridiculous to me. I don't know. Just be a fucking safe driver, dude. How hard is it? Like, how hard is it to fucking pay attention to the road until you get to where you need to go, or until you're at a, like, I'm even okay if at a red light you want to check your phone real quick and you're at a red light, but as soon as you start moving, that bitch should be down. Yeah. Because what the fuck are you doing? Especially if there's other people in your car. I've never understood that. That shit gives me such anxiety. It's like, just, I don't know. Just like, clearly you don't care about anybody but yourself. Yeah. It's fucked up. I don't like that stuff. That's too fucked up. Yeah. Because that's how that one guy, that Red Hot Chili Peppers guy is right now. He hasn't served it. He's waiting for his court date, but he fucking hit and killed somebody who was in a crosswalk, very clearly walking across a crosswalk, but he was on his phone. Hit him. Dead.
Dang. Crazy.
All it takes is but a second, dude. Surprisingly, that little girl's alive. Yeah. That grown-ass man died from somebody hitting him in a fucking car. That little girl, 12-year-old girl, hit by an SUV, surprisingly alive.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. And she probably is really injured. And she probably doesn't even know. Like, at that moment, she probably didn't even know how injured she was. Because you can't see her get up. And she's just, like, screaming and terrified.
Yeah, the
like,
adrenaline.
Yeah, she's just going like she doesn't know what to do. Like, oh, that's so sickening. And who knows how far away from home she was.
Yeah,
you know?
what if she was just like right out front?
Yeah, or if she was hella far, it's like that's even more terrifying. Like, I have no idea how many, what do I do next, and that person didn't stop. Like, that is like the craziest thing. It blows my mind when I hear about hit and runs all the time. Like, when it's a person, When it's a fucking car, whatever, I guess. Like, if you're gonna fucking drive away, you're gonna drive away. No one's gonna stop you. But if you fucking hit somebody, if your conscience and your guilt doesn't make you pull over and stop, you're a horrible person.
Yeah.
A terrible person. You deserve everything coming to you, because that's horrible, especially a little kid or an old person.
Yeah.
I remember one of my friends accidentally hit somebody. Well, they hit her because she was at like a stop kind of, and they were on the electric scooter, and they hit her car and like flew over her car. But she fucking still pulled over and stayed.
Yeah.
Because it was her car. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not going to, I'm going to make sure you get home safe. Like, or you get an ambulance or something.
Yeah.
That's a good person. Be good people out there, guys. And be safe when you're driving. Pay attention to the roads, not on your phones. And it always makes me think of that ad when I was younger. I don't know if you ever saw them. I don't know how long ago they were, but they were ads where like, it's people driving and then they get notification on their phone and then they go to pick it up. And then whoever's in their passenger seat grabs their hand and like holds their hand. And then they're like looking at them. And then it's like, I forget what the motto, like they had a sentence at the end of it that was basically like, if you care about people, like if you care about me, you'll put the phone down kind of thing.
Okay.
So instead, like when they go to get the phone, it's like their hand to hold their hand. So make it awkward for them or funny for them. So they know like, I don't want you to grab your phone.
Yeah.
But
no, I just saw the other ones where it's like,
horrible.
This was the last text they saw before they died.
Those are horrible and sad. The ones where it's like a daughter or a son
yeah.
to their parents.
And the message is like so dumb or like just like hey or like
what's up?
Yeah.
And it was like, it can wait.
I was gonna say,
what it was.
Yeah.
It can wait.
Yeah, it can wait. I was gonna say when you said a phrase, I was gonna say not even once, but that's meth.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Not even once. And that's a motto I'll live by.
Straight edge all day, baby.
Hell yeah. That's so funny. I love it. Do you have any other wise words for our listeners? Any lessons?
Yeah, I guess kind of to piggyback off of your wise words is be present. If you're driving, be in the car driving. Don't distract yourself with your phone. Also look both ways before you cross the street. And then do that double take to the one side you're going the opposite way of.
Yeah, just one more time. Yeah. Because it takes a second. Cars
it literally
flying,
especially if they're literally flying.
Yeah.
Like, people be speeding. I'm like, I speed. I usually just speed on like the freeway or once in a while the streets, but like streets where there's not kids.
Sure. I was gonna say, just remember as a pedestrian too, like just because you have the right of way does not mean everyone's paying attention. So like as they should pay attention, but like definitely watch out for yourself because you're a person and they're a car, and like that's not a battle you're gonna win.
Yeah. Have you ever been like super extra when you've been crossing the street?
Like that? What do you mean?
Yeah, like just being funny or like being like annoying about you crossing the street.
No, but sorry, I just had a thought that on the way, not here, but home today from something. Oh, from seeing you earlier. I saw you earlier. On the way home, on one of the streets, I was like looking at this old man on one of the corners waiting to cross, and I'm in my car waiting to go straight. So he's like, we're going opposite directions, but he's crossing. So I'm not gonna go that way. So he's gonna be able to cross. That means when my light goes green, he's gonna get a walk sign, right?
Yeah.
I am looking at him and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, I would hate to see something bad happen to this old man right now. And then it's not my light, but he gets a walk sign and he starts walking. But I guess they had a turn sign so that the people are fucking going. And this car literally almost hits this old man as I'm staring at him across the street. And the guy has to like jump backwards. He's like this really old man. And then he like tries to shuffle across the street really fast. It was a hard watch. It was a hard watch. And then my light turns green and I was like, damn, I can just hope he stays safe. Like, that's crazy, bro. That car almost fucking hit him and we're talking about that right now.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Synchronicities, guys. Get your daily download from the Mind Hive. We're being more aware as we're driving and not hitting people.
Yeah.
Tap in.
Hopefully. Dang.
Well, thanks for joining us on another episode of Speaking to the Abyss. We hope you have a great night. Be safe. Bye.
Bye.